So good morning dear students. Once again I welcome you all on this session or on this online session of the class 12 information technology class. Here we are going to discuss some more concept which includes alias, use of distinct keyword, use of percentage operator, use of underscore character. All those things will be discussed in today's class. But much before today's discussion of the topics, the first thing which we are going to learn here is the ambiguity if arises. Suppose there are two relations which consist of a single set of suppose there are two relations which consist of one column with the same attribute name, one attribute with the same name. In such situation, if there is a need for establishing connectivity or establishing join between two relations, then there might be possibility that ambiguity might be faced. That means what? There might be a complexity while establishing the relation, as both the names are similar. So it will be highly difficult to find out under which relation we need to find that particular value of the attribute. Okay. So the two relation which we are going to use here is the same, that is department and the teacher relation, which we were discussing from the very beginning. Now based on this, we will be performing our task. So this is our MySQL command line client. Now here one thing what I have done is that earlier department number was there in this teacher relation. Last column or last attribute value was department number, which I have changed it to department ID. And now if you go ahead and check both the relation, if you go ahead and search both the relation, you will find that these two attribute value are same. Here first attribute is department ID and this is department ID. Last attribute is department ID in case of teacher relation, and by means of this attribute only we are establishing a referential integrity between the two relations. Now whenever we need to establish referential integrity using the concept of foreign key, this ambiguity will arise, and how to remove this ambiguous nature of the joins. So here first of all we will get inside the database. So databases, see inside school we will go use school. Now inside this school we will check tables. Then here department and teacher relation, department and teacher table are there. So let me check the attribute value in the department first. This department, okay, department spelling is mistake, that's why it is throwing error. So remember the spelling should always be, see here department ID and department name as depicted by the table here. See department ID, department name. So two attribute values we have inserted with certain set of tuples in it. So what are those tuples? Let me check. Select star from department. Select asterisk from department. Asterisk will simply select all the content of that particular relation or all the content of that particular table, whether it is an attribute, whether it is a tuple, everything. See, first chemistry, computer science, English, Hindi, physics, commerce, biology, mathematics, economics, everything has been inserted by means of insert command, and then we have displayed all those things by means of select command from the department. Now similarly, if we need to check the content of our teacher relation, we can go ahead with the same set of steps. That is, first is desk, teacher. See, these are the attribute values. First one is teacher ID, first name, last name, gender, salary, date of birth, department ID. Okay. Now if we need to go ahead and check the tuples that has been inserted, select asterisk from teacher. Insert. See, all the 14 rows, whichever is there inside our relation is inserted. Okay, 14 rows are there. Now in case of cross join, if we go ahead and perform cross join, then a total of 126 rows will be appearing in front of us, but we are not supposed to do cross join. Simply we need to perform the join operation using the common set of attribute, using the common set of department ID. So this This can be demonstrated as like this. See here, if the teacher and the department table both have same name, the same thing which I have explained here is also listed here. If both the table had same names for department numbers, say department ID. Now here both the attribute value of department number has been set as department ID with the name as department ID attributes as shown below. In such situation, when the join condition is specified, whenever such join condition is specified for such kind of tables containing two attributes with the same field name, there will be ambiguity about which department ID we are talking about. As I said earlier, means अगर मैं लेता हूं दोनों में से तो कौन सा डिपार्टमेंट आईडी में यूज करने जा रहा हूं, वो टीचर का है या डिपार्टमेंट टेबल का है, वो मुझे नहीं पता है, तो उसको बोला जाता है एम्बिग्विटी नेचर. ओके, तो वी डोंट नो व्हिच डिपार्टमेंट आईडी we are talking about. Now whenever there is a need for resolving such kind of issues in our join operation, if we need to resolve those issues in our join operation, then one thing which should be remembered is we have to prefix the name of the attribute with the relation name. We need to prefix the name of the attribute with the relation name followed by a period as shown in the query below. So the name of the attribute should be we have to prefix the name of attribute should be prefixed with the name of the relation itself. Okay, the name of the attribute should be prefixed with the name of the relation and followed by a period, relation name followed by a period. For example, if there is a need for retrieving the names of all the teachers who belong to Hindi department in teacher relation, now I need to find out, I need to write a query in order to retrieve the name of all the teachers who belong to Hindi department in the teacher table. Then the query will be going like this using the prefix condition, that is select first name last name from teacher department. Okay, since we are using both the tables, so teacher comma department we have used because we are specifying a join condition, that's why, where department dot department ID equal to teacher dot department ID. Now this department ID is referring to the department ID attribute value of the first relation, that is department, and this department ID is referring to the department ID attribute of second relation, that is teacher. Okay, and the department name is Hindi. If we go ahead and execute this query, how it will be executed, let me show it to you. So system CLS. Okay, now query will be SELECT select first name last name from teacher comma department, where teacher department dot department ID is equal to teacher dot department ID and subject department name equal to Hindi. Okay, so in order to remove the ambiguities or complexities or confusion, ambiguity means confusion in the mind of the user, we need to simply prefix the name of that particular relation followed by a period and then the name of that attribute. See here, we are performing join operation between the two relations, teacher and teacher table and department table, and here both the table are having an attribute value, that is department ID, by means of which we are referencing one relation to another. So here we have prefixed the name of the first relation, that is department followed by period, and then attribute value is equal to name of the relation followed by period, attribute, and then based on the criteria on which we need to specify, we need to perform that command. The criteria has been set as the department name with Hindi. So once we execute this query, we will be getting an output like this. Here see, first name, last name, Surbhi Bansal, Megha Khanna. Now why these two tuples only came in front of us? Because the query is, we need to list not all the attributes. We are not supposed to list all the attributes. Only two attribute value of teacher and department is being utilized here. That is first name and last name. And here department name is Hindi. So under the Hindi department, how many teachers are there? Their first name and last name will only be noted. So let me go ahead and check in our table. See, under the Hindi table, what is their department ID is 4. So we need to go to second relation and check under the department ID 4 how many peoples are there. What are the name of those peoples? What are the name of those teachers? So here 2 teachers only are there with department ID 4. Firstly Surbhi Bansal and Megha Khanna. Correct? So our result came like this. Now if we need to choose the same concept with somewhat different condition. Same concept if we need to use with somewhat different condition. Say in place of department name as Hindi, I am setting the department name as English. Then what will be happening? Let's see. So execute it. See, under the English department, how many peoples are there? Their first name and last name will be appearing in front of us. So under English department, its department ID is 3. So simply go to the next table, that is teacher. Under the department 3, how many candidates are there? Under the department ID 3, how many peoples are there? So the first one is Puneet and the second one is Alice, Walton and Puneet. His surname is null. Since we have not set this attribute value with not null attribute, with not null constant, so it can also take the null values. Like this, we can remove the ambiguous nature of joins while performing our relational operation, while performing joins in between two tables. Okay. Now we will move to our next, that is alias. This is very important. Remember, this is very important. This can be asked in the examination as well. Okay. So alias, what is the alias? Another method is to create alias. The concept of alias is one of the most important topic in database management system. So always remember, keep this in mind, ponder. This is the point to ponder. Okay. So one method was name of the relation followed by period and then attribute value is equal to field name. Okay. Now here, apart from using those methods of prefixing the name of the relation, we can also use one more method by means of which we can perform our join operation between two relations. That this can be achieved by means of alias. And alias is also used to resolve ambiguity of relations. Whenever there is a need for resolving the ambiguity between the relation while performing the join operation, it can also be achieved by means of alias. So remember, first is by the concept of relation name and dot, and second one is using the concept of alias. Now, how to create alias? They are created using the keyword as. See, in order to create alias in between relations, for performing the join operation, we need to use a keyword which is also referred to as s. In English alphabet, as, when they are combined together, as keyword can be utilized for creating aliases. For example, the above query can also be written as. Now, the query which we have performed earlier, this query, see, using the name of the relation we have performed this query. Now the same query will be performed by means of creation of alias. How it can be done? See, select first name. Here also same thing, we are not concentrated on taking the whole set of attribute values. Only we are concentrating on two attributes, that is first name and last name from teacher st. Now here we have already declared, that is teacher table has been declared with an alias st. Okay, alias st. Similarly, department has been declared with alias st, where d dot department id is equal to d dot department id and department name equal to Hindi. So the same thing is there. Using as, we are specifying a short name for the teacher relation as well as for the department relation. And after that, whenever there is a need for equating, whenever there is a need of establishing connectivity, or whenever there is a need for performing joins, then simply that abbreviated form of the relation followed by period and then attribute value should be matched with the abbreviated form of relation, second relation followed by period and the attribute value by means of which the join operation is getting performed. So here this thing we should always keep in mind, and then the final condition. So let us see the same task can be achieved using alias. How? So select, sorry, spelling is mistake. Select first name, last name from teacher as T, comma, teacher st, department as D, where D dot department id is equal to T dot department id and department name is equal to Hindi. Okay, so here by means of alias, by means of creation of alias using the keyword as and shortening or abbreviating the name of the relation with the first letter of that particular relation. See here we have used teacher st. Why? Because T is the first letter of teacher relation. Instead of T, we can use any other alphabet. There is no issues with it. Okay. Similarly, department as D, where D dot department ID equal to T dot department name Hindi. Now, if we go ahead and execute this query, the outcome will be the same which we have performed earlier. So, see, in our previous query, the same outcome was there, same result was there. This one. Okay. Since we have chosen the Hindi department. So under Hindi department, these two names appeared, and here also same name. Using the alias as well as using the name of the relation followed by a period. Both can be used in order to remove ambiguity between two relations while performing the join operation. Now, if we need some other department, say in case of Hindi, we have inserted say chemistry. So like this, you may go ahead and perform all those set of queries. This is just an example. See, under the chemistry department ID, D dot department ID, T dot department ID, and department name chemistry. Okay, so first of all, we will go ahead and check our relation first, that is department relation. Under chemistry, the department ID has been set as 1. Now move to next relation, that is teacher relation. Under teacher relation, first of all, we will move to the department ID column, that is the last column. Here we will check which tuple is there with the department ID field value as 1. First one is 101 field, that is Shanaya Batra field, and then Namit Gupta field. So these two names should appear in front of us. Now you may check, see, both the names are appearing in front of us. So this is how we can create alias in order to perform join in between two relations and this will also reduce the complexity, ambiguity, or any of the problems that might arise in the future. So now let us come to the next topic, the next set of queries. See, here T is an alias for teacher table. As I said earlier, in order to create an alias, first keyword should be utilized as AS. AS need to be used and then followed by any alphabet. Okay. Here, see, T is an alias for teacher table and D is an alias for department table. Now, similarly, using the concept of alias, we can also change the name of the field also. See, if there is a need for changing the name of field, for updating the name of field or renaming a column in our relation, then using this alias concept we can do it. The query for the same has been depicted in front of you. See, this is the query. Suppose I need to change two field name, that is first name I need to change it as F name and last name I need to change it as L name. Okay, in which relation? Teacher relation, as well as since we are performing the join operation, so it should, since there is a foreign key attribute between two relations by means of which we are maintaining referential integrity and performing the join operation, so it should be updated in both the tables. That's why both the tables has been taken into account. So we will execute this query and then check how it happens. Department as D, where D dot department ID equal to T dot department name Hindi. The same query has been utilized in order to perform the updation task. Okay, the same query which I have demonstrated earlier, it is being used in order to update the field value. So let us execute the query. Select first name as F name. Select first name as F name. Last name as L name from teacher as T, teacher as T, department as D. Okay, so here we are updating the name of field, that is first name field with F name and last name field with L name. From which column, from which table? That is teacher table, as well as the teacher table is getting interconnected to department by means of join operation and referential integrity. So both the tables need to be specified. Where department as D, where D dot department ID is equal to T dot department ID and department name is equal to Hindi. Okay, so here using the concept of alias, we are updating the value of field or columns. See, select first name as F name. First name has been selected, updated as F name using the S keyword. Similarly, last name as L name. From teacher as T, teacher with the keyword T, and department as D, where D dot department ID equal to T dot department ID and department name equal to D. Now, once we execute this query, see, the same thing appeared in front of us. Only the field value, the name of field value has changed. That is, first name got changed into F name, while last name got changed into L name. So this is the task which can also be achieved by means of alias. That is updation of column name. Now let us come to the next next point. After this, see here one note has been mentioned. The column names as displayed have been changed. Correct? As we can easily observe in our MySQL command line client window, see the name of the column has been changed. F name, L name. From first name to F name and last name to L name. Okay. Now one more thing is there. Whenever there is a need for duplicate tuples, whenever there is a need for insertion of duplicate tuples in a relation or in a table, how it can be achieved? In this section we will learn the same. So see, in SQL duplicate tuples can appear more than once. Duplicate means more than once, correct? So whenever there is a need for insertion of a tuple more than once, that is also known as duplicate tuples, and in a result of a query. Also, while inserting the tuples, we need to insert it as duplicate along with the result. It should be displayed in the result of the query as well. So how it can be achieved? One more thing is there. Apart from this, if the requirement is to list distinct value of an attribute, then this can be done using the keyword distinct. Now see, sometimes there are situations. Sometimes in SQL, MySQL or SQL structured query language, duplicate values might appear. Whenever we will not place any constant, say primary key or not null or default constant, we will not specify any constant for an attribute value, then there might be possibility that duplicate values might appear in a table. So if there is a requirement that we need to choose only the distinct value, not the duplicates, we need to only select the distinct values, not the duplicates, then it can be achieved using the keyword distinct. By using a keyword which is also called by another name, that is distinct, we can achieve this task. So suppose a query has been depicted in front of you. The following query, for example, the following query will list all the department number corresponding to department having male teachers. Suppose there is a need for finding out the list of all the department numbers which employs only male teachers or which consist of only male teachers, then the query will be like this: select department number from teacher where gender equal to M. See here, in between, after teacher, one semicolon has been inserted, so it should be kept in mind that it should be inserted. This semicolon should also be inserted. So at the end of the query also one more semicolon. So let us execute this query. Let us execute this query once. After that we will be able to visualize the actual content. So select number teacher colon where gender equal to male. Okay, so it contains an error here. Semicolon should not be placed in between. Okay. Now execute error. Unknown value department DEPT number. Select. Here we have not used department number. Instead we have used department ID. So we should use it. See. So semicolon should not be. Sorry. I'm really very sorry that I have suggested to insert semicolon in between. No, there is no need. Once our query is completed, after that only we need to insert the semicolon. Okay, so like this we can do. See here, we need to select department ID from teacher where gender equal to male. How many department IDs are there where male teachers are being employed? Well, male teachers are being employed. So male teacher, see here, first 231, 8 and 2, 23182. So 23182. Here see the data is getting duplicated. That is, two value is the same department duplicate values. Now, in order to remove such duplicate values and only insert the distinct values, different values, then we need to use the distinct keyword. So how it can be done? Select distinct department name in place of department ID. Here, instead of the department ID, see, in the department ID, we will simply prefix it with distinct keyword. So select distinct keyword should be inserted before department ID from teacher where gender is equal to male. So once you execute this query, only the distinct value will be inserted. See, the no repetition of the 2 is there. Okay, no repetition of value 2 is there. So such kind of task, whenever there is a need for accomplishment of such kind of task, we can perform using this distinct keyword. That is, duplicacy can be removed by means of distinct keyword. Okay, thank you. In this session, we will begin and we will move to the next topic in our next session.